And since it's Women's History Month, we are celebrating phenomenal women. And I couldn't be more delighted to be in conversation in this hour with none other than AKA Miss Robbie, Robbie Montgomery. You all know her as a mother, as a grandmother, as a chef, as a best-selling author, as a multi-award-winning NAACP recipient. She also was the star of the uber popular show Welcome to Sweetie Pies on the OWN network. It was one of OWN's top rated shows for over 5 seasons. She's also a real estate developer, a restaurateur. I know her as Auntie, and one other credit, or lots of other credits, but one that she, I think, is near and dear to her heart, that she loves the most probably, is her talent as a singer. Yes, Miss Robbie is a phenomenal singer, entertainer, and she is out with a new song called Boss Lady. And when you think of all the things that she has done, just the title of that song encapsulates everything that she is. Indeed, she is a boss as it relates to business, a boss as it relates to running a restaurant, a boss in the media industry, and yes, a boss in the field of entertainment. When we come forward, sit down, talk to Miss Robbie about what she has going on in her hometown, my hometown of St. Louis. She's got some incredible projects that she's working on. And we're also going to give you a sneak preview of this song that's doing incredibly well called Boss Lady. Show you some of the video, which is really incredibly well done. And I'm so excited for all the great stuff that she has, and couldn't think of a better person to acknowledge and to celebrate on today as we start to wind down Women's History Month. Welcome, Miss Robbie, aka Robbie Montgomery, aka Miss Robbie. I am so happy to be in
Thank
conversation.
you.
We
Thank
always come
you.
together and have conversations. Seems like when you have something incredible going on, like this new song, we're going to get to that. We got some video. We're going to show everyone some video. But let's just catch people up, because all that stuff I just said you're doing, you do that like from 9 to 12, and then you got a whole nother like life that you live, because you just know how to get a lot in. But tell us, what have you been doing since the
Well,
uber popular show Welcome to Sweetie Pies went off the air?
I've been busy. I was running my restaurant after that. I sold that restaurant. So now I'm in the process. I thought I was going to retire, but then I realized that's not me. So now I'm going back to open another restaurant. I purchased a Family Dollar on Martin Luther King. You know where it is. It used to be called Easton. Well, when I was a little girl, Easton was like almost like the Black people downtown. It was nothing but business, and people lived upstairs over them. So after I purchased those 2 buildings, I purchased one for an event center and one for the restaurant. There was all this vacant land around. So I'm like, well, everybody's, trying to develop. Why don't I try and bring this neighborhood back? So that's what I'm trying to do, build more commercial. I've got a bunch of business friends of mine that I went and asked them if they would be interested in relocating, and they are real, they're interested. So I'm going to build them some commercial buildings and build affordable housing, not low income, but one step up. So affordable housing, and try and bring that whole area. So it's like 39 lots that I'm trying to bring back, and that's what makes me a developer now. And I always say to my fellow friends, you know how your neighborhood was when you were there, and you know how it looks now. It's nothing but slums. Why don't everybody go out, the people that can't afford to, and buy a block so we can bring the city back to our people? Because what happens is we come in, and I don't want to use the word tear up, and then the white people come back and rebuild and take it back over. So if we go and rebuild ourselves and get our people back into our neighborhoods that we grew up with. So that's my goal there.
I'm thinking as you're saying that, what's running through my mind, I don't know if you've seen it, but Mike Epps, the comedian, he and his wife have a show on Home and Garden Television called Buy Back the Block. And he did the
Oh,
exact same thing you're talking about. He went back to some city in Indiana, I'm not sure which one, where he grew up, and the his block was pretty dilapidated, a lot of vacant lots, a lot of homes that had been in disrepair for years. And he and his wife bought back the block with the goal, just like you talked about, of bringing the block back, restoring those old homes. His is a residential block. And then, I'm sure they're going to either sell them or lease them out. And one of the homes, I don't know if it was his home where he grew up, but it was a very big, like 2-3 story house. It's a really interesting
Wow.
show. And I was reading an article about it, but I love it. Talk to us about this restaurant. Now, a little birdie told me we're going to get another version of Sweetie Pies.
Yes, it's called Sweetie Pies Act Two. Well, the veterans bought me out. So actually, I didn't finish Act One. So I decided, at first, I thought I was going to retire, but that didn't work. People like, Miss Robbie, we want you back. We need you back. And so I decided I would come back, open up another restaurant. So we're going to call it Sweetie Pies Act Two. And it's going to be on the same scale, but a little more elaborate. I just want everybody to feel comfortable. I don't want you to have to feel like you got to dress up to come eat, but I want it to be a comfortable environment for my supporters and my clients that come into the restaurant and support me. So I want them to have a really, really great environment. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, like I was reborn again, So this is like I've never been in the restaurant. I should be trying to run home and sit down, but I'm not. I'm not a sit down person. My motto is don't wish for it, work for it. So so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to just sit up and wish I had this. I'm going to get out and work for it. So I'm excited.
Talk to us about retirement. So many people at 50, at 60 say, oh my God, I've been working all my life. I just want to go and travel. I just want to, go hang out either at the golf course or the country club, the shopping mall, whatever. But you just said you thought about retiring, but said,
Yes.
nah, I'm going to go back to work. What is it that keeps you so motivated to keep working? You've accomplished so much. Monetarily, you earned so much, so much more than I'm sure maybe you even imagine as a young girl, definitely
Yes.
more than so many of your peers. But so
That's
what
true.
motivates you?
Well, I'm a people person. I love people. I love to be around people that are, and a lot of people say I inspire them. Well, I'm inspired by the people that come and say that to me. So in order to keep inspiring people, I got to be out there and keep doing things to show them that they can do it also. I mean, I'm 83. People always say you don't look like 83, but I feel like 83. So, and I am 83, but I still have the inspiration to get out there and do something. I don't care what it is. I just want to be busy at all times. And I enjoy mostly. I mean, that's the real reason I do enjoy.
So, okay, you're 83. I never ask a woman their age, but you put it out there.
Well,
So what do you think when you hear people saying Joe Biden, who's 82, or even Donald Trump, or, Maxine Waters is in her 80s, Nancy Pelosi she's in her 80s. What do you think? What goes through your mind when you hear people saying because these elected officials are in their 80s, they're too old, they should go sit down, they should retire? Does that
every time I
upset
hear
you?
that, every time I hear that, I can't use the word that I say, but I'm like, I'm 83. That don't mean nothing. As long as you got your faculty and you still inspiring to do things. I mean, if your health is bad, that's different. But these people are out motivating. I mean, in motion, doing things every day. So why should you put a stigma on them being 83? You better hope you live to be 83, 82 and doing something, because a lot of people not even able to get around. So 83 is a wonderful age for me. I've never been there before. So this is something that I'm enjoying. I really enjoy being 83, especially when people say, you don't look 83. I'm like, well, I am. So, but it's an inspiration, and you can learn from older people because they have experienced.
Yes, in agreement. Definitely can learn a lot from older people, a lot of wisdom.
Yes, right. We've done a lot of things that you haven't done. I mean, we've seen so many presidents. We've seen so many things happen, come and go. We have been there. So we can tell you whether you believe us or not, but we can definitely tell you about some things that's happened in our lifetime. And as
Yeah,
my
I get
mother,
really frustrated too when I hear that because I know you and I watch you. I'm up close and personal. We talk all the time. So
yes,
I know the energy and the drive that you have. and making deals, not like just, 83 going to Denny's for the Grand Slam, not
Right,
like
right. People
going.
like, well, people say, have you been a developer before? No, but what does it take? It takes an engineer, architect, designer, the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing that the other people do to build and develop. It's just a term that's used. Develop. It don't mean I'm getting out there with a hammer and a nail, but I can. I'm not afraid to go up on a roof. So I can do, all that stuff. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And what it really takes is vision and hard
Exactly.
work and grit, determination, and little money don't hurt. You got all of
That's
that.
right, right.
But all
When
those,
I first started my dream, as I call it, I would tell people, and they would say, "Ooh, I don't nobody gonna do this, and ain't nobody." So I learned way back in the beginning of my journey after a singer that this was my dream. Nobody believed in it but me. So I have to get out there. That's why I say, don't wish for it. Get out and work for it, because it's nobody's dream but yours, and it's your turn to make it work. However, and because you failed one time, it doesn't mean anything. Just move on and start something else, or keep working on it. Find out what you did wrong and redo it, or move on.
yeah, no,
I'm
I love your
enjoying it.
motto. I love your philosophy. Tell us about how you got started in the world of entertainment.
Well, in the world of entertainment, I got started as well, not really as an ICAT, but we used to sing around the neighborhood. Back in the day, we had the doo-wop groups. I was in several of them. And one of the groups I was in was called the Ardettes. And Ike Turner was from St. Louis. It wasn't a teen at that time. So he asked us to put background on a song. And he had this young lady named Lil Ann. We called her Lil Ann at that time. And we went and put background on the song, and the song was A Fool in Love, and it became a hit. And so he offered us a job going out on the road with him and called us the ICATs. So that's basically how I got started into the professional part of it. But I've been singing in school, talent shows, doo-wops around the city for many, many years. But that's how I got my first break as a professional singer. Went out on the road, stayed with them about 8 or 10 years, moved to California, got into the background clique. They were putting background on different artists, background on their songs, their records. And there was an opportunity to do that. So we were running in and out of studios all day long, providing background for Joe Cocker, everybody, that needed background. We would do that. So that's basically how I got started. But I've been singing so long. I tell everybody, singing is my first love and chicken is my second. So I later became in love with chicken. So, but that's how I started. I've always written songs. A few of them I recorded back in the days with Ike. Back in those days, you don't get the recognition. You just a background singer. And that's what I did because I needed a job. It wasn't very important to be out front. You just need to keep working. So after that, other acts would hire me as the background singer. I'd go on the road, go in the studio and record with them. And that's how I survived as a singer. So now that I'm older and I can do what I want to do, which is in my song, Boss Lady, I like to put songs out there, inspiring songs. And this Boss Lady was a song that reminded me of my mother. So this is where I get my inspiration. But certain things I didn't want to do like my mom. My mom was a housewife and she had 9 kids. I didn't want neither one of those. So she would sit at home. And so I looked at my mom and I'm like, well, she's a manager. She's a financial. She knew everything. The money that my father gave her to provide, feed us, she was able to do all that. All that was inspiring. But like I said, I did not want to be a mother of 9, and I didn't want to sit at home and not have my own money. So therefore, that's where I got my drive for always trying to make my own money. Because as I, later in my life, I realized I can't spend your money like I can spend mine. If I spend your money, I got to explain to you what I did with your money. But my money, I can do what I want to do when I want to. So
So,
that's what.
anyways, you were a feminist long before we used the term, long before we talked
Yes.
about women being independent and having their financial independence. What was that like, though, in the 60s and 70s when women were expected to be at home, be housewives, be subservient to their husbands, their partners, their mates. And here you are saying from a young age, you always knew you wanted to be independent, have your own money.
Independent. But I didn't know I was a feminist back then, but I knew I wanted my own money. I wanted to do anything that I want. I just wanted my own money. My mother was a beautiful lady. She had a husband. She was happy with that life, but that life would not make me happy. I had to have my own. And so I learned from my mom because she was a strong woman. I know how to survive. I know how to take a chicken and you make it a dinner for 2 nights. But that wasn't that important to me. Just having my own life, being my own boss, just doing what I want to do. And I keep referring to that because that's in my song a lot.
Well, we got some video from that song, Robert. Why don't we pull it up? I think this is a perfect place for us to share with the audience a clip from this video, Boss Lady, and this new song that you just recorded, Boss Lady.
I love it.
Share
Love
it with the audience.
Okay.
They say that it costs to be the boss. Well, I've paid my dues. Cried a many tears, but wouldn't let fear get the best of me. Yeah. I did what I had to do, some things I didn't want to. But look at me now. My eyes have seen so many things, this heart has felt it all. My hands have made me money. Sometimes big, sometimes small. Too much can faze me. I'm living free. I do what I want to do, cause I'm the boss lady. You're looking crazy, cause I'm amazing. I do what I want to do, when I want to. I walk by faith in everything I do. What he did for me, he'll do for you. Some people love me, some people scorn me, some people hate me, some try to make me. Now even though I've been.
All right, man. First of all, I want to go back to the comment you said where everybody tells you you don't look 80. I don't know, what you had to do to prepare for that video, but you look amazing in that video. I mean, I'm not going
Thank
to put
you.
an age on it. I'm just going to say you look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What
I
was it
enjoyed
like,
it.
shooting a video again at 83? You told us you're 83 years old. So
Yes.
shooting a song. I mean, again, when you started out in the business with Ike and Lil Ann, who's later Tina Turner, did you all make videos?
No, we didn't have videos. Not only do we not have videos, there's not a lot of photographs of us or things that were happening back. And every once in a while, you'll somebody will come up with something out of the blue. And I'm like, I've never seen that before because it wasn't accessible to us. We never had videos or things like that. So to be around in this time and age and be able to do it, I mean, I'm just excited about doing it. It's not that I'm really trying to be Beyonce, I wouldn't mind, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to stay relevant and doing what I want to do, what I like to do, and able to do it at this time. So it doesn't matter how well I sing or nothing. I'm just doing what I love to do. I'm enjoying my life. That's what it is.
Now, where can people find, like, where can they download the song? I know you told me the song is doing really well. I mean, it sounds great, look great. Where can people go to get
They
it?
can go to YouTube, all the social medias, it's on there. Apple Music, different places like all the genres, that you get
Everywhere
music
you
on.
find music, right?
Yes, yes, you can go and play. And I want everybody to go and play it because remember, Miss Robbie trying to be the oldest person to get to the Grammys. Oldest female, I have to say that now because Bobby Rush has won several times. So now I'm trying to be the oldest female to get there.
Wow. Again, always setting goals, always striving for more, always, climbing always reaching back, pulling other folks up as you climb. Let's talk about, like you said, of course, they didn't have videos when you were singing with Ike and Tina, but you look so natural in that video. I mean,
I mean,
is it natural for you to shoot a music video like that?
it's natural for me because I've been doing it so long, and I kind of know what it takes to, to make a video. I mean, even though we didn't make it, I mean, at some time important in our lives as a singer, we've made videos. So, and it comes natural. This is something I love to do. Anything you like to do is no job. Just do it.
Now, who wrote this song? Because I know you said earlier on you are a songwriter yourself. Is this one of the songs you actually wrote?
Well, actually, a young lady approached me with the song Boss Lady, and she had written like a country version of it. She said, Miss Robbie, you inspire me. You're a boss lady. She's the first one that said it. And so she wrote the whole song. But then after time went by, I mean, this song is an old song. And then I pulled it back up. I said, I'm going to listen to the song. And I went and did the last, she did the first half and I did the last half about the Gucci and the champagne, because I'm inspired by the things that's happening today. So I had to put some of that in there. These young people know about Gucci and Louis and champagne and stuff like that. So I added all of that in, and then to my experience in life where people have talked about me, ridiculed me. And, back in the day when people say, I dare you to do this, and you say, make me. So I put that in there. Some tried to make me, but these are things that I know as being 83 that happened in my childhood where people have, just did things, and, it don't stop you. It's just experience in life. People going to talk about you and they're going to like you and some are not. So I put that in there and we just came up with that song, and it ended up being pretty good. The story itself is a true thing, true story.
A true story. Okay.
Yes.
So you own several businesses. You're, branching out into development where you're going to actually own, commercial real estate. You're going to own housing. What are some of the biggest obstacles that you have faced? Because we always hear females, in particular women entrepreneurs, talk about all the obstacles they face in trying to either start a business or grow a business. What are some of the obstacles that you
Areva, I've come up against so many obstacles. First thing, a bank giving me a loan. When I first started, I had to scrape my pennies, buy a pot, put it on the stove, or, buy a spoon, put all these things. Nobody would even give me a loan. And even though I've been in business over 30 some years, I still face that problem, because being a Black female and in the restaurant business, that's one of the businesses that nobody believes in but you. The banks don't believe that the restaurant could be successful. Maybe a chain restaurant, but like an independent like me, they don't really want to do that. But every day somebody confronts me about their ideas and how they're having a hard time. Like today, a young lady approached me. She wants to start a business for expecting mothers. She wants a house for it. She called me, asked me how to do it. I don't know how to do it, but I'm not going to discourage her. I gave her some things like, well, the first thing you need the house. So she have any of those things, but I wanted to inspire her to lead her in a direction where she can maybe get those things. And I gave her the little information that I know. But in my lifetime, if I don't know it, I got somebody I'll go to and ask. If I want to get a blue balloon on the moon, I got a consultant that I'll say, can you help me get that balloon? I'm not afraid to ask. So you have to just dig and just don't give up. That's the key. Don't give up.
So, okay, let me ask you. So you mentioned bank loans, and we hear that all the time with small business, particularly like you said, Black women. So when you would hear no, and I assume today, everybody doesn't say yes to Miss Robbie, you still hear no. How do you hear no? How do you not? Because you said don't get discouraged, but a lot of people feel like, oh my God, they get down on themselves. They start doubting themselves, start saying, I'm not good enough. This thing we call imposter syndrome now, where a lot of women feel like they don't have what it takes. They're not good enough to be in certain environments or to be in certain rooms, say with even people like you. Like, somebody may feel like I'm not good enough to be in a room with Miss Robbie because she is so successful. And we're really talking about, those women that may be out there, discouraged, thinking that their dreams cannot become a reality. They've tried, they couldn't get the bank loan. Their partners betrayed them. People they thought who were with them, they found out were actually trying to stab them in the back, or who were undermining their dreams. How do you push past those obstacles? How do you, make yourself keep getting up every morning, putting one foot in front of the other, and just keep fighting for your dreams?
Well, like you said, I'm human and I face all those same obstacles that everybody else does. I mean, when somebody tells you no, I mean, it hurts. It really hurts. It knocks you down. It just tears you apart. Then you start saying, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do? Well, I'll tuck my tail for a minute and then I'll regroup and just take another route. So if they tell me no, I just keep going, because there's that one person that's going to believe in you or believe in your idea that will give you that opportunity. But the key to it is to keep going, because if you give up the first time, then you don't stand a chance. But my thing is, if you wake up the next day, you got a chance. And I mean, I've been hurt so many times by people, friends I believed in, that have beat me out of money and stuff like that. And then I just keep going because it's devastating. But you got to keep going because you are pursuing your dream. And then you can look back and say, nah, 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 nah. You didn't stop me. You blocked me, but you didn't stop me. You put up, my stumbling block became my stepping stone. So absolutely. I love being able to do that. I mean, I take those whoopings with like a Timex. I keep on ticking.
Well, you said your first love was music and your second love was chicken. So as you think about just the arc of your life, all the things that you've been so blessed to accomplish, all the things that you've done that, again, most people can't even dream of, multiple NAACP Image Awards, recognition by your governor, your mayor, you got a presidential award. So you've gotten, you've just gone places where so many people never go. What do you want your legacy to be, though? When you think about your life, what do you want people to remember you most by?
Well, what I want people to remember me most by is that I gave them a chance. I was willing to listen, and I'm open-hearted, and I believed in their dream also as if they believed in mine. I gave a chance to anybody that wanted one, and that I was able to give one.
Wow, that's incredible. And I know through your restaurants and your businesses, you have hired a lot of people who have been incarcerated, people who have been, involved in the criminal justice system. Why do you do that? Some people would say, no, check the box, I'm not going to hire you.
I do it because I remember when people told me no, and it hurt. And when somebody's been incarcerated, they've already been down. So they're just looking for that one break. Some of them need to be, people have come to me that one day from going back to jail. If I don't get a job today, I'm going back to jail. I mean, I give them the chance, because if you get in there and prove that you can work, I need you. I need you just as much as you need me. So I'm always willing and able to give somebody a chance, because I remember when they didn't believe in me. So that's my thing.
Any regrets of all the stuff that you've done, all the places you've lived, all the experiences that you've had, any regrets about anything?
The regret that I really have is I wish I had done it sooner. So I would have all those obstacles out the way, and maybe I would be on the beach in Miami by now. But I'm still chasing. I'm still struggling, because in my own mouth, I haven't reached that plateau that I want to go. Not that I'm trying to get up there, but I'm just happy doing things every day. If I look up, if I write a book, that's another accomplishment to me. And I did write a cookbook. So, I mean, there's just so many things in this life. I can't run the list off, because every day brings about a change. Tomorrow, I might wake up and want to fly an airplane. I doubt it.
All right. You mentioned the word list, bucket list. Anything on that bucket list that you haven't done?
Not really. Not really. I mean, it's a couple of things, but they're not even worth mentioning, because they're not big things. But most of the things in my life I've done, and I've enjoyed them, and just looking forward to new things to do in my life. I mean, every day you wake up, there's something different happening in the world. So tomorrow I might wake up and come visit you. So you never know.
you just going with the flow. Okay.
Just going with the flow. Yes.
You are a developer, you're a singer, a songwriter, you're a producer, you're opening this restaurant. You said you've written books. what do you do for
Yes.
fun? Like what is your thing that makes you like not work, not, you know, building something, not, you know, pursuing anything that has economic value, but like what just, you know, makes you, what do you do
You
when
know,
you just want to have a good time?
I go to concerts, I roller skate, I go to slides
You
once a week.
roller skate. So people gonna
I
be saying, you
roller skate.
83 years old and you roller skate?
I roller skate. I haven't roller skated in maybe a year because I was filming. I broke my arm roller skating, and they kind of put a halt to that until I finished. But I roller skate. That I love roller skate. It's a different world when you're out there skating around that rink. You go into your other person. My other Robbie comes out. I think I'm a ballerina or something. I love roller skating. And on Tuesdays, I go and do the slides and stepping. And if it's a good concert that comes to town, I go to all kinds of things, fundraisers. I'm always getting some type of award. I love to dress. I love to shop. I mean, I have to hold up on that shopping because I lose my mind. People, I'm a shopaholic, and I tell everybody I'm a shopaholic that don't want no help. I'll just cure myself. So I enjoy my life. I enjoy it.
That is so good to hear again. Just showing folks why at 83, stop saying people should go sit down and like knit or, you know, I
Right,
don't know. People at
right.
83 out of
I don't
life.
have no, I don't have glasses and I don't have a cane. So I'm gone. I'm gone.
Well, you are living life to the fullest and you are a role model for all of us. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I can't wait till that
Thank you.
restaurant opens, see that development of Eastern Boulevard. Now, Dr. Martin Luther King, I will be home soon. Can't wait to see you, give you a big hug and a kiss.
Love
Love
you.
you to death. And thank you for joining me in this hour.